All right, what's up? Let's make sure we have sound and all that fun stuff. If you do not see live at the bottom of your screen, it's not live. So you're on the wrong video. But if you are here, thank you so much for joining us. What a day, guys. What a day that we had today in the markets. I'm Justin. This is the Ivy League live stream. If you guys are new, veterans, it doesn't matter. We have a trading group where we trade right here. I'm sorry. We're trying to get a trading group together. We trade right here live on YouTube. Right? I've been trading for about 7 years, 8 years, something like that. I stopped keeping track. It doesn't really matter. Thank you for joining us. We got a lot we're going to get into. I got trade ideas. I'm going to let you guys know what I think about the SPY. What am I going to be looking to get into tomorrow? All right. I have a lot of longs. I have some shorts. You know, we have some mid cap, large caps, all that fun stuff. If you guys could take the time real quick, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't. It is greatly appreciated. It takes a lot of energy to do this, but that doesn't even matter. It's just greatly appreciated. We try to give you guys some valuable information. Free 99. Free 99. All right? All we ask is a like and a subscribe. So, we had a lot going on so far. I mean, I have something awesome in store for you guys real quick. Bear with me. That's probably the worst word to use. But we just had ISM manufacturing today. Tomorrow's one of the big days. All right, I have a couple things for you guys. I have been saying this over and over and over and over about earnings. We had another huge earnings day today. I've said it. You guys need, if you have not subscribed and joined already, you guys need to hit the notification bell. All right, we go live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. Sometimes I come on earlier, maybe later. Tomorrow I'm going to be on earlier because I got a lot of work I got to do in the morning here. Because I was a little offsides. You know, there's life. Everybody knows that. You know, we all have other stuff outside of here. And it's just me doing this. So, thank you guys for the ones that have liked and subscribed. Shout out to you. The day ones are not forgotten. So, we had a little bit of data today. But tomorrow, we're going to get non-farm payrolls. We had ISM manufacturing. I told you guys that ISM services, not manufacturing. ISM services is important. Look at these numbers again, 52. Previously 53.9. Again, anything over 50 is expansion, anything under 50 is a contraction, and it's lowering the bar. It's coming down. Seasonality, there's a lot that's involved with that. 2. We all know what we got, with the downgrade in credit. I mentioned to you an idea that could that help? Because again, guys, it's for long-term debt. Now, their problem with everything is that 2023, they were using about 3% of GDP. It's going to go to 6%, they assume, by this year. Okay, I had it written down, so, don't quote me. So, they're worried about that. And in 2025, they have to take care of this stuff. They're spending more than they make. Okay, debt's not a bad thing, but again, it's just they gotta get this stuff under control. It just seems like COVID started this stuff, and then it hasn't ended. It's so crazy. So we had that. The markets. I have 2 technical things that I want you guys to see today. These are things you guys are going to want to know and really use for when you trade. I have some awesome lessons in store for you. One thing, let's listen to this real quick. This is what you get when you join us, free 99 right here, youtube.com. How many are going to stop out? Let's listen to this. Only for it to go back up. Only for it to do this. Only for it to find support. Only for it. I'm going to make it quick. This is all live. Time. I know the markets. I feel. Oh, sorry guys. So, I backed away. I drew this out. We can look and see what the SPY did. I drew that out for you today.
Those are my thoughts.
I said it. I was in the. I forget what calls I was in on the SPY. Number 2, and I've been saying this with earnings. Let's listen to this. Like I said, the way it looked last night, Apple wasn't going to have too good of earnings. Oh, what did he say? Apple wasn't going to have too good of earnings. That meaning the outcome of the earnings. The earnings were going to be okay, but it's just, what was the chart telling us? It was just Amazon that was probably going to be the winner. Amazon's the winner. Still holding itself up. Look, it's trying to turn that stuff into support. What's Apple doing? I think you can just use AMD. So what I'm getting at is 2:15. I'll be back to comment. And if we do, here you go. This is what I left you with. I'll put it in the comment section. All right, I'll put it in the comment section. You know, maybe we just come up here where, like I said, the 450 to 450.31. If you get back up above here, you could test that level. You know, maybe end of day, if we're going to put in a higher low, or if we put in a, you know, another high, it'll probably be like right here. It'll probably be right there. All right, let's pause it right there. What is that? 450.62, 450.44. Okay, guys, let's just take it to the charts real quick. What do we have here? We have the SPY. That was the SPY that I was doing. What? You didn't even close the... I literally gave you the top side of the candles. Literally gave you guys the top side of the candles. And you guys know I take profits on the way up. There's that pennant. It followed through with the pennant, that downtrend. Look at that, guys. A double top right there where I drew your circle. And gave you about the timestamp as well. Let's look at this. Well, let's not look at that because I just messed up the chart. I got to go down. So what I'm trying to show you guys is the experience. What did we do? We went up, we pulled back, we went up, we pulled back, we rallied out, pulled back, bang. I left that for you guys, all right? Again, this is free 99, guys. We trade live Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 4. I do this target stuff all the time. I will, like, you know, I will always set targets for us so we can have an idea, just so you guys have an idea of what I'm thinking. Not that it matters. Not that I'm here saying that I'm this, I'm that, the third. I'm going to be wrong, right? But I just try to give you guys my insights to help you be on the right side of probability. Okay? So why did I think long? Listen, I came into the day thinking long, guys. I was long, and I also had some shorts. There's a few reasons. So if we go to a 15-minute chart real quick, all right, I still have a lot of trade ideas for you guys. Not a lot. Like what I'm going to be looking at, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on them, and it's coming up. So I mentioned to you guys about the break up and out. I said what they're going to do is they're going to shake them out, and it was right before. This is all live. You guys can go check it out right here. I said they're going to shake them out. Too easy of a break and retest. They're going to shake them out, and then they're just going to rip the markets higher, right? What did I say? We're probably putting in either a higher low, a lower high, or we're going to set up to put in a higher low. Those were the two options. There's a reason why that I thought, I didn't think that the probability was going to be to the upside, even in the morning before the bell rang. There's a few reasons. Well, if I use one, we had MACD. We've been, and it's not just because we're overextended. This market could just keep ripping down higher. We're going to get into earnings. What do you have here? All right, that's probably a little bit too high. All right, so if I bring this down, now I want to do this real quick so that I have everything good for you guys. So I want you guys to see this and be able to start implementing these things. All right, because you guys can make the markets work for you, not you working for the markets. You guys can do this stuff and it helps change your life. It can. If you put in the work, if you listen to what I say, not to what I say, just listen to the tips that, as you see, professional traders tell you or give you tips, whatever. You know, obviously, I've been doing this long enough, and I do this all the time. I hit my, it's like, you know, and it helps me feel better. I don't want to get overconfident because the market will just rip you to pieces. But having my targets is like, man, I'm good. I'm seeing the markets right. I'm putting on my positions, and they're green. I'm getting my positions at the right time so that when that stock comes down, I'm in. And it doesn't, when I'm in, it should never have to test my entry. If you buy right, the stock should not test your entry unless you're wrong, unless it's reversing. Honestly, it may come close, it may try to wick into it, but if you buy right, it should not come close to your stop or your entry price. Now it could if you're buying a double bottom, maybe, I'm not like saying no, it can't go to your spot, if you're buying right, so there's a 15-minute chart. All right, let me bring this up a little bit so you guys can see it. So this is just one piece to the puzzle, okay? One piece. What do we have? You guys have to first know what the indicators are and how they work. That's one, okay? So there's your low. We have more back here too, though. All right, so we're going to go there. What is that? That's a fresh new low of the day. Pre-market low of the day. What do you have here, guys? You guys seeing something? I've said this many a times. That's a fresh new low with what? A higher MACD. Right? You see the bullish divergence? This isn't just enough to say, hey, I'm going to get long, because especially if you're playing options, you got to time it. All right? I want to teach you guys to be able to do this. That is the reason why I started this channel. I don't want you guys to have to depend on anybody. I don't want you to have to give someone else your hard-earned money for them to just go live the grandest life in the world while you're still sitting there struggling and they're telling you we need more money for you to become a better trader. That's not how it should work. You pay someone money, they need to deliver. You don't just call the roofer or the plumber and say, hey, I don't have a roof anymore, and the roofer comes on and puts half your roof on and say, oh yeah, by the way, it's going to cost more money. Oh, you wanted it finished. You wanted it finished. You wanted a finished product. Come on, guys. Don't get eaten up by the sharks. That's all I'm saying. This isn't pertain to any one person or one group or anything. I just want you guys to seriously get the education that you need so you can start throwing up targets and seeing if the market can hit it, to let you know you're seeing the market right. You're doing your thing. You're progressing, and you will only get better with time. So if you are struggling, and you are a struggling trader, and struggling trader doesn't mean that you work and trade at work. You're still a trader, full-time trader. You're in the markets. You're involved in the markets. That this full-time, like part-time, that's all crap. Okay, so. That's why I started this channel, for you guys to be able to start identifying things like this. What else do we have here? And I'm going to show you guys on the SPY. You have a beautiful 3-bar reversal, right? Especially on the 3-minute, even the 1 minute, even the 5 minute. So when patterns happen, you should be able to see. Let's not forget that I said all week, last night on the live stream, that Apple was probably not going to have the greatest earnings. Like, there was just something up with Apple, that the earnings weren't going to be up to the upside. And what was it? It certainly isn't up to the upside. I'm going to get right back here on the SPY. Okay, look at this. It's putting in a bear flag rejection. I told you guys that last night. I've been saying, and it's not 100%, but probabilities. The charts have been, for the most part, 80%, if not 90%, the charts have told you how the market was going to perceive the earnings that night and the day after. I have said it all week. Members will attest to it. If you guys want to, you know what I mean? You guys can say something in chat. Let them know. I just played it for you that Apple's probably not going to, there's something with Apple, right? And what did I say about Amazon? I said Amazon's going to be the winner, right? I just want you guys to be able to identify opportunity. Look at Amazon. Amazon was the winner. I have been nothing but 100% correct. And I'm not always going to be right, but there's reasons why I say this, so you guys can start taking notice of the same things that I'm noticing. Let's look at the SPY, right? So far, I just, not just the MACD, but other reasons that I'll get into. Why am I thinking long on the SPY? And why did I go long the SPY today, along with AMD first? That was the other trade of the day, right? I tried to hit AMD twice. It was a frustrating day, and I'm going to get into the lesson because, again, trading's not perfect. You have to remember you are human, and, when you get to that point that you can just throw targets up and you get a double top right there, you want to kind of probably listen to your instincts. What do you have here? Guys, what do we have here? On this reversal, do you guys know what this is? If you don't, you need to know it. Right there. Right there, guys. That was your signal to get long. Now, I was watching AMD in an AMD. Right? What is that? That is your sign. That is them handing you the key to open the door. Okay? That's a 3-bar reversal. You come down, it pulls back, and then it completely rejects it, right? And then what happens? The next candle takes out that one. It takes out the top of it and the one before. And also goes just about halfway to the 3rd bar on a 3-minute chart. We could go to a 1 minute. You know, you're still getting the reversal on the 1 minute. Look at this. It was 4, but anyway. No, it was 2. Or 3-bar reversal. Look here. Right? Let me bring it over. You know what else I got to do, guys? I do apologize. I usually forget about that. So, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. I fixed it. So, you know, right here. 1, 2. That's a 3-bar reversal. Especially when it's to the downside. You guys want to take notice of these things in the candles. Now, I'm not a big stickler for watching candle by candle. But when you have an intraday 3-bar reversal, whether it's a 5-minute, 3-minute, okay, you have to take notice to that. All right, there's a story being told, right? There's a story being told. So, even here, you know, this candle takes that out. Takes out the resistance, a low a day. You have low a day right here. You push back up to low a day, and what do? You turn low of day back into support instead of resistance. This is a clear long on the 5-minute. Right? Look at that. There's your low of day. And then the market reverses to make it support, to put its foot in the ground, to march higher. Okay? To march higher. If you guys have any questions about a stock, anything, throw it in the chat. And thank you for being here tonight. It's greatly appreciated. We have to go over these things. It's the only way you're going to get better. You know, it sucks. Maybe it's not fun. Maybe you're doing this well. Maybe you're struggling. I don't know. Maybe you're great and you're good. Look, man, there's even more, guys. There's so much to this, just this. But I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole with it. But I left you guys with a treat. You know, this is what I'm here to, this is my goal. My goal is to say, hey, how did you do that? What did you do? And again, if I don't have any questions or if I don't have any comments, I don't know how to help anyone either. I can only explain out loud what it is that I'm seeing and why I'm doing what it is I'm doing. Right? So, I mean, and we even came back to put in a triple top there. And now we're still going to go up to the upside. Right? Do I think they buy the dip on Apple? Do I think they buy the dip on Apple? I don't. Not right now. First off, I have to see what they said about India. I wanted to go over Apple's earnings. I have not, I've heard their earnings. They had somewhat of an earnings beat, right? But there was just something, I don't know. Because I was doing some other things and I ran to the pet store. And I think it was coming down to the earning. I don't know why. I just have to look into it. That's all. I think the value, I don't know if it's a multiple reason. I don't know if it's just because it's so at all-time highs and there's profit taking because of the future possible recession, right? Apple sees third straight quarter of falling sales. What did I say 2-3 nights ago? Didn't I tell you guys this? It was Sunrun, wasn't it? Remember Sunrun beat? They beat on revenue, but they missed on sales. Sunrun, I think, went down today. I say, guys, write that down. That's why it's important to go over these. People say they trade and they don't go over earnings. That's fine. But guess what? If you do, you could have possibly caught things like Meta. You could have caught the downside on Meta. You could possibly catch what could be coming for Sunrun if it doesn't happen leading into the next quarter. Because what happens is when you can beat revenue, but if you have a continued decline in sales is revenue. If you beat and you beat revenue, you know, beat earnings per share, you have a decline in sales. Sunrun went up. They had a decline in sales. Guess what? The next quarter and maybe even the following into the fourth quarter, there's a short there if they don't fix that, right? Even margins. Okay. Now margins might get better because of just the rate of change as in inflation has just, you know, it's kind of paused. Sales is revenue, and remember that. That's why it's important to actually go over these earnings. If you guys want to do this professionally, you got to be a trained athlete. You got to be a trained athlete. Yeah, but the only reason, like I say, and I took that Tesla trade just because it was at resistance and it was above resistance. So my stop loss, my risk to reward was at its best. So when it jumped down, it's all good. But that's the other lesson I'm going to get into, and it's okay. This is why we need sticky notes. And if you guys need sticky notes for a lot of stuff, and I want to also get into and I'm going to do that this weekend. I'm going to give you guys a crash course this weekend because I have the time on risk management and dollar amounts, and between, you know, you figure out what your risk what you're comfortable with losing. Doesn't mean you have to lose it, but say, hey, for me to know that I'm wrong and this happened, knowing how much you're going to lose before you are in the position, not just randomly and say, oh shit, it's a random $80 and not know how much you're going to make. It's important to put in that type of work. So, you know, this comes down 50, 60 cents, a dollar, and I'm stopping out. I know I'm losing $8 an option contract. I'm losing $12, $20, $2 a contract. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you an example. These are things you need to know because you could use that tool to your advantage. And I think there's so many people out there that don't have the stock moves 50 cents, 75 cents, if not a dollar, and they're just clueless on what they were making when they pushed the button. They don't even know what they're going to make, and they don't know what they could lose with their stop loss. So I'm gonna put that together, and you guys can write it down. I'm gonna do it for free $99. I'm gonna do it for you this weekend. Okay, and it'll help you say, all right, how many option contracts do I have to buy to know if this thing starts to go the wrong way, and I get the inclination that I'm wrong? Because if you're new, you may not have that inclination. You may just have to let it go to your stop loss because you're unaware that, you know, what has happened has changed. And that's another big lesson I want to get into, when you're in your trade, and to write sticky notes down. Say, hey, write on a sticky note, put it on your monitor, whatever, and say, has the trade changed? Has anything about the trade changed? When you start thinking about getting out, has it hit your stop loss? No. Has it put in a lower high and you're long? No. Okay. Is it just consolidating? Yes. Okay. So it hasn't hit your stop loss. You're long. It hasn't put in a lower high. It hasn't broken the trend. Why are you getting out? So write that kind of stuff down. It helps you guys. It really does to have a sticky note to say, yeah, right. Guys, have a sticky note with the amount of money you've lost, that you've tried playing this game and you've lost. Put it there. Put it there. Start sticking to risk management and knowing how much you're going to lose if you're wrong. And you're already going to know how much you're going to make when you push that button, if it goes 50 cents to a dollar to 75 cents. That way you can start fixing that. And you're going to look at that number and say, I'm done with that. I'm moving on to this. That being increasing your account, beating the S&P at the end of the year. Things like that. It's possible. It really is. A lot of people think the market's a scam. Just got to, you have to just get educated. A lot of people don't have thousands of dollars to pay for it. And that's okay. We're going to try and do what we got to do to help you guys. And I'm going to put together that first risk management. And I have another one with identifying and being able to trust your levels. Okay. So, and realizing what it is that you're paying for and why you should probably just wait till the next day between YOLOing options, unless you think there's going to be a surprise, unless you're selling spreads. So let's move on. But yeah, Apple, it's not making any new highs. So guess what? Right now, nothing about the trade has changed. Okay, nothing about the trade has changed. right? It's still putting in lower lows and lower highs, and it's every single low that's happened, it's just made it resistance. Made it resistance. I expect it to possibly make an attempt. You know, maybe tomorrow, I'll do this for you guys right now. Maybe we see it poke its head up to this range here. That range being 189.38. And no, I haven't looked to the left or anything to like see what could possibly be there waiting. I'm just looking, you know, just knowing ATRs and whatnot. So maybe you test low a day, but I don't even think you do that. I think you kind of just sit here. I think you sit at 189.36 to kind of like maybe figure things out. I did not go over AMD yet. I'm just getting into it. No, I did. I'm getting ready to get into it right now, buddy. Great lesson there. So again, real quick, guys, the SPY, the MACD. So again, I've told you guys about these earnings too, though. Look at the charts. If you guys know how to read charts, go look at them for the earnings that are coming up. And it doesn't mean every single time or from here on out it could just stop. I've called it from the very first tech earnings from Spotify. Spotify, just you name it. I've said if it's up to me and I had to put a position on, I'd be long or I'd be short. Literally every single one I have said has been correct. Let me take a drink. I do apologize. Sorry about that. Guys, we have so much to go over. I got to knock this out. Because there's a lot, guys. There's so much opportunity still tomorrow. So much opportunity. Let's go over AMD real quick because you guys need to see this. All right. You know what? I'm just going to leave everything that I have up. All right. You know what we're going to do? Yeah, we'll do this. All right. We're going to do this. So we could let's go to a 1 minute. All right, let's go over the 1 minute. Let's go over this real quick. Let's go over this. And you know what I needed? I needed the SPY. I needed the SPY. I needed to get rid of all this shit. All right, I needed to get rid of it. This is all set. This right here, even if you have to do it in real time, this is what you need to have a winning formula. It's not just break and retest. That's not enough. Are you willing to put 5, 10, 2, 1,000? You know, are you willing to put 10, 15, 20, 80,000 on a position just because you have a break and retest and just hope that it works? No, we need more than that. We need a whole lot more than that, you know? At least I do. You know, I want to be damn certain that when I get in this position, the probability is going to go my way, right? Nice, man. That's what's up. I thought AMD had ended up pulling back. I thought it pulled back. I don't know what it did at the end of the day. I didn't look. All right, guys, let's do this. So we're in AMD 1 minute chart. Real quick, I have to pull this up for us because it's important. It's important. Okay, I got to do this real quick. I should have did it from the beginning, but I didn't. Okay, so I do apologize. And then we'll go to right here. I don't really need this, but it does help. All right, let's do it. MACD, we don't have to do all that crazy stuff. Let's do this, guys. So let's do it. All right, so this was the trade of the day. And I almost hit it twice. And we're going to get into Tesla with it because this is the human factor that happened today. Right? This is the human factor. Alrighty. And again, I even have a picture on my brokerage so you guys know. I went into my brokerage account, took a picture, so just so you guys know that, you know, what I say is true. I mean, I would hope so with the just clip that I just showed you about Apple and about the targets that I left us with. It's okay because members know. People that have been here know. They know what's up. You know, we don't have anything here to prove. We're just here to make some money and, you know, and deliver. All right, guys. So, look. We open up the bell today. We open up today. I'm already thinking long. There's a few reasons why I was long, and it was more than just the MACD. It's more than just saying I think we're overextended. There were quite a few reasons why I thought I was leaning long. Quite a few. And I just don't want to just sit here and go over all of them because we have so many so much stuff we have to get into. There's so many trade ideas and stuff to do tomorrow. All right, you guys can see that pretty good, right? Can you guys comment for me if you guys can see this pretty good? This is till about 11:30. Just so I know you guys can see it pretty well. And if I have to get rid of stuff, I will. Like this green box, I don't want to, but I can. No, that's okay. He can say that. That's fine. Let him say it. I don't care. I don't care. That's fine. Well, what does it matter when I throw out targets and stuff like that, too? That's okay. He can say that. That's fine. I have all the receipts and brokerage accounts, too. Because what's funny about that is actually it's pretty illegal to say that you're not paper trading. This is what's funny about people like that. If they don't come out and say, no, this is my capital, I own this, you can actually get in trouble with the SEC for false claims. The SEC could come after your ass. No, I know you're playing. That's fine. I know, because nobody knows about me. Like, who the fuck would know about me? Like, nah, that's all good, man. That's all good. So let's talk about it with, like, paper trading and stuff. So how did I start trading? I started just by buying, which is funny, because I started buying, and I didn't have to blow up an account. Do you guys remember, like, in the early days of, like, trying to trade and stuff? Guys, thank you so much for the likes and the subscribes. I greatly appreciate it, guys. I greatly appreciate it. We have a lot of stocks we got some movement tomorrow. We're going to get our levels. You guys remember that feeling of, like, trying to understand an option contract? And you're, like, thinking about, it's like kind of like thinking about the actual paper that you're going to sign off on, or, like, just trying to picture an option in your head. Like, those early days of trying to trade and, like, not really fully understanding, well, if I want to sell an option, am I okay, like, selling it and then buying it back? Like, the whole not really knowing what you're doing. But that's how I started. I just started buying. I would call my brokers and say, look, so I'm going to sell these covered calls, and I'm going to sell it, and then I buy it back, right? Like, those were the early days for me, man. Really picking up the phone and calling my brokerage. So, all right. Let's do it. AMD right out the gate. All right, let's go to a bigger time frame. Not that big, but not like a weekly or anything. So yesterday we had a huge down day. A lot of people already know this. This is a 15-minute chart. So this teal line, guys, we almost had the playbook set up, and this works not just for the SPY, but when we have a down day and we get a gap up, we look to see, do we break the close? We break the close, then the chances of it breaking that low are kind of great, kind of. It's not like a 100% thing, but if we hold the close and or the low of the prior day. So if you have a down day, we gap up a little bit. I'm not talking like a 20% gap up, but we gap up and we pull back and stick either the close or the low of the day. We're going to look to be long. That's a playbook. It works for more than just the SPY. So, here, this turquoise line right here is the low of the day, and I usually will have it for, like the close as well. Either like the low, the high, and the close. Not necessarily the open unless I, like, feel it's necessary. So we had a huge down day yesterday. We call it SPY short. It cut through every single level that there was. We came on the night before and said, guys, we rejected that double top. It tried to make it support. It rejected it and then turned it into resistance right there. And then it was resistance pre-market. We come down. We literally cut through all the levels. So today we come in, and I'm sure there are people thinking, do we break that level? I was one of them. But I also am not dumb enough to say, hey, I'm just going to hang on the short again for a day 2 continuation. I didn't even have that in my mind, funny enough. It's weird that I didn't have a day 2 continuation in my mind for some reason. I was just like, we break the lows again, depending on what the market does. That was my feel, was what does the market do? Do we start to turn around? And then does AMD, turn around, or does it break the lows on its own? But it beat earnings. It just wasn't that great. They beat by a penny. So it's like, the price action was weird. So anyway, right out the gate, right? We're putting in right here at pre-market, you put in a higher low. So already you're rejecting, you are getting buyers stepping in front of, that wicked low of the day on a 15-minute chart. You're getting buyers here at 108, like coming into the 108 level. 108.11. So if we go back, you have a pretty clear bear flag here, right? You have a pretty clear bear flag where it's probably too easy. You probably shouldn't short it because it's just that good looking. But it's pre-market. Again, it's pre-market. You have a ton of shorts. All right, you have a ton of shorts yesterday. So if this thing starts to gain any type of ground, they're going to cover their positions if they were stupid enough to not take it during the day, which I would hope a lot of them did. Like, that's probably what this rally was. There was really no need for AMD to sell off like it did. It was just because you had the market at its back. The market was tanking, so obviously AMD was already looking for a pullback. Like, that just gave it everything it needed to have the day it had. Okay, so that's another thing you want to think about. Is the market at your back? If it's not, and the stock's doing something completely different, there's a whole nother game plan for that. We'll go into it later. So it starts putting in higher lows. Okay, I was using a 1-minute chart. Of course, my foot's going to cramp up. I need to go drink some water. All right, guys. So I'm looking at AMD in the morning, and members know this. Again, we trade live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4, free 99. If you haven't and you're just joining us, you could like and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. Try to put in a lot of work here so you don't have to waste your time or, more importantly, your money going somewhere else and not getting the education or like the things that you should deserve. Most people are like, all these groups, do you know a lot of them charge you to just hang out and chart stocks during the night? You guys know that, right? How ridiculous is that? Any way they can make a buck, right? Sometimes it should, it's just, I think there's ways that things can be done. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. All right, guys. So out the gate, I'm looking to see what AMD does. Now, let me read off of my morning thing. So I also, this morning, Moderna. I did bring that up. I brought up Moderna because I was looking to short Moderna this morning. On that bounce back up on Moderna, the spreads, guys, were crazy. Listen, the Moderna puts, they were like $1 on the ask. They were like $1.05, $1.10, and then 15 cents on the bid. How the hell are you supposed to play a spread like that? 15 cents versus $1. That's a huge margin. So those spreads being that wide, and it wasn't just that one price that I was looking at. The whole chain was stupid wide. Stupid wide. So I didn't play Moderna. I'm like, I could have shorted it itself. I just didn't think about it because I've been trying to play options to help people out here in chat. So my first inclination is to go to options because if I'm in an option, I can help people that are with us, read and fully understand. Okay, we're consolidating. It's 11:30. We get to 12 o'clock. You're going to see a decay in these options, especially for Friday. This is about how much it should decay. So I try to put myself in the same position as some of the members because I know they like to trade options. But more, if I have to, I will short. So, and that's the thing with a lot of groups too. They'll short the stock or they'll buy the stock outright and then not play the options and not have to sit through the drawdowns and the uncertainty because it makes them better. They don't play options because they have the capital to just get the stock and say, hey, look what it did. But they didn't have to truly sit through that and do this and that. Start asking them to play the options. With members, if you want to help them, play the options with them. Tell your members what you're thinking as you're doing it to help them not sell or that they need to sell. Not like you're telling them what to do, but just giving a mindset because it helps other people kind of see what you're seeing and feel what you're feeling so they can get an understanding of man, we got these really cheap. We should be good to hang on even on a pullback. A pullback's not going to cause us to go red. So AMD, I looked at Moderna this morning. The spreads were stupid crazy. So I jumped over to AMD. What's the first thing I see? Look how strong this is. Look how strong AMD is. What is the second thing immediately that I look at? What about the volume? Let's look at the volume. I could tell already when it was putting in over 2 million share candles that things were popping, because this thing usually does like 0.8, like a million. Let's see. That's still 2. That is in front of earnings. So yeah, a little over a million. But nah, even on like a regular day, like I'm pretty sure this thing does. Man, this thing has just been having all types of volume. So maybe I'm wrong. All right, I was wrong. I noticed that this did, to me, seemed like it had some decent volume today. Okay, and that's why I decided to go with it. Was it that great? Not really, but it turned out to be great. It just, maybe I just thought that there was more volume than what there really was. But there was momentum here. Okay, I was using a 1 minute chart. I go back and forth, 1 minute, 2 minute, well, really 1, 3, 5, and 15, and then a daily. Sorry that I'm taking so long, guys. All right, so let's do it. So I go to AMD, right? I go to AMD. AMD just had earnings. That's why. So, I know we say we paper trade. So I went into my brokerage and took a screenshot of it. So I got calls at 9. Let me make sure I have the right time. So I grabbed calls at 9:52 a.m. Oh, I'll have to make that thing bigger, the screen bigger. Okay, 9:52 a.m. All right, I'll have to make the screen bigger for you guys. But I don't paper trade. No, just kidding. I know you were joking. 9:52 a.m. Why did I jump in at 9:52 a.m.? We're gonna get into that. So, what do I see from the SPY and what do I see at AMD? What do you guys see? Do you guys see the strength, the volume, the momentum that's to be had versus the SPY? The SPY comes out the gate falling. AMD comes out the gate jumping. That's the first inclination that like I might want to just like stay looking at AMD. And members know this because I have it up on my screen. I talk, what I'm looking at. They say what they're looking at. We all work together here. So AMD right out the gate has this volume. It's pre-market. It's trying to work itself up, right? Tries to work itself up. SPY's pulling back. SPY gets a little pop. AMD, what time is the pop? That is 9:34. 9:34 right here. It gets a pop, right? So AMD, I'm noticing AMD is sticking the trade line and VWAP. Okay, I had pre-market off. I had it on actually today. I had it on today, I'm pretty sure. So what I got out of this, just from the first 5 minutes, is that momentum is in AMD today. It's got volume. The volume is increasing on this rally. Now, it did increase on the sell too, right? It did increase. Look at that volume increase right there. Okay, look at that volume increase. All right, so it puts in a reversal candle. It puts in a reversal. Sticks the 9 EMA. Again, what do I tell you guys? 9 EMAs and like VWAPs, these short-term moving averages are like usually are for momentum-based trends to help you identify a trend. And 2, it is a place where people will, not people, but institutions and their computers will place their buy or sell orders at it, on it, and around it. Right around this whole area. That's why you see little tails. Right? So you have both. You have your trade line trying to cross up between VWAP. It's kind of like with this wicked action. And then what's it do? It completely reverses that whole candle. And then we continue. You find support. Again, I'm like, guys, there's momentum. Look at the volume. It's increasing. Right? The volume's increasing. Oh, these are 1 minute charts. That's why the volume looks different. So I do apologize. As these are 1 minute candles too. But anyway. So I got that right there. Was like, yeah, it had a little bit of selling in it. What's the SPY doing? The SPY doesn't know. It's still just trying to put in a double bottom here. All right. 10 o'clock, the SPY starts pulling back. But they're just this AMD just came out of the gate jumping. And I'm talking jumping as in the time in sales is just ripping. The level 2 is going crazy. The candles are going crazy. Like there's action there. That's why I was there. We had momentum. We go up, bang, we pull back. We got to pull back on this tail. Let's go to 952 real quick. All right? So, and we're just continuing. Now, once we're continuing to make new highs. Okay? What's the SPY doing? It doesn't know what it wants to do. We just put in a double bottom. But look at all these red candles that are to follow the green ones. You don't have that in AMD. You have 1, 2, 3 red. 1, 2 red. 1, 2, 3, 4 red. 1. Like, that's obviously the pullback. That's the bear flag or bull flag. So this SPY is telling me that there's indecision. It doesn't know what. Look at the tails. Just the fact that it's closing and it's closing green and the next candle is closing red. And there's a lot of uncertainty there. So AMD pulls back to 946. We find support where, guys? AMD pulls right into the initial morning high and sticks it. On what? On what? This is what really gave me the confidence. So I said, we have momentum. There's liquidity. The time and sales, the candles. There's momentum. There's liquidity there because I can tell with the time and sales in level 2 and the sizes of the candles, right? Look at this pullback you got right here to that bull flag, right here. That's the bull flag pullback where you found support. Look at the following candle, that green candle right there. And then what? Bang. This to me right now at this point in time, we're 15 minutes in the day. This thing is long till lunch, if not end of day. Because by now with this initial morning high sticking as support now, whoever did not cover their position from yesterday is now going to want to look to get out and get long. Because now they're getting nervous that this thing is going to trend and the SPY is going to go down and this thing's just going to go up. It's not following the SPY. It's not worried about what the SPY is doing because here we are, 950, 945. Okay, that wasn't until 10 o'clock it pulled back, but there's still indecision. It's not going, you haven't even broken up above the pre-market here. Like the AMD's way the hell up here. I mean, you're moving. I mean, you're talking just in 15 minutes, you went from $9 to $11.50. You've already went $2.50. So, bull flag. This making the initial morning high support and knowing this real time. Liquidity, momentum, holding the initial morning high tells me AMD is making new highs and we're going. Again, because of the amount of shorting that took place and selling from yesterday. And I know whoever didn't cover, whoever has remaining pieces on, whatever, what have you, or didn't take, still has like a good amount on, they're going to cover. And you're going to get buying on top of it. You got probably a gamma squeeze about to happen. And I said it in chat. Everything we do here is live and recorded. Just like the Apple and Amazon. So, where is 952? Let's look at this. This was good. This was good. Right? If you guys didn't see it, I will put it my broker stuff in my account again. Let's go to 952. Let me make sure that exactly 952 right here. This is right where I entered. Right there. 952 on that pullback. I was watching the options after this increase, and it just went on an increase in volume. It's not bigger than this, but that's the initial. That this morning candle stuff could also I've got more to the buy side. That's all I can say. It doesn't have to necessarily breach this because there's just so much buying going on that maybe in a 3-minute candle it's still. It just. We broke this level. We turned initial morning high into support. I got momentum to the upside. Who wasn't short yesterday is going to cover today. 952, Justin, Ivy League Trading, enters AMD. Okay? We enter AMD. And just so we're all clear, I'm going to bring this up. Just because I just want you guys to know and have certainty because I know there's a lot of junk out there, right? I mean, I showed you that I hit the target. I told you guys about Apple. I told you that Amazon was probably the winner, right? If it's not enough, all right, there you go. What is that? 952. Can you guys see that? I know it's probably a little bright. Okay. No. Right, 952. I just want to be able to see it myself. Right there, the green box. That's where it's at, the green box. 952, we're in calls. Right? We're in calls. All right, so we're in calls. Let me bring this down so you got shit. I didn't want to go down that far. Whatever. So because I want you guys to see the MACD and stuff. You guys know I'm here. I can make it bigger another day. So we enter calls at 952. Why did I enter there? Because for two reasons. I got this gold level and I made it gold for a reason. So I knew that this was the level that if we broke, it, you know, getting there is one thing. The manner in which we get there is the other thing. We have momentum in buying all the way there. I'm already thinking long. I'm not thinking short at this level. I'm thinking long. Right? Now, if we're just like, if there was something else that happened to get us there, not in this manner, then maybe I would have thought about the short there. Right? But I if this, then that. I can change on a dime. Right? So 952 I enter. I entered because we broke the second initial morning high. You put in another pullback bull flag right there. Well, that was we made initial morning high support. This was the rally. I did try to get in on this one. I just said, just wait. Just wait for this level to clear. And when you get that pullback, you get it. You get in. And this thing could possibly just go without me. That's okay. And I will get frustrated. I do this live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4 right here, ireallytrading.youtube.com. You will see the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm telling you. All right? Because I'm just keeping it real. Right? If somebody's, it's just a good point that you brought up that paper trading stuff, because if somebody doesn't have emotion, there's probably a reason why. And if they're just not making any mistakes, it's because they're probably paper trading because they have no emotional attachment to the trade with their money and feeding themselves. So 952, I enter on this pullback right there. I entered on that pullback. Why did I enter there? Because I know if AMD cannot hold this level, which the probabilities was that it was going to hold this level, because the SPY still trying to turn itself around, and it was just 952. There was just indecision with the SPY. It put in a double bottom. AMD didn't. It just jumped out the gate running and gunning. All right, so if I know I enter here, I'm putting myself in the best position possible to stop out if the trade goes wrong. If this level doesn't hold and I give it to like here, then I'm wrong. So what is that? We're going to say 1115 to, we'll just say like 1170. So whatever the math is, from 15 to 70 be, what is that, 85 cents roughly? We said 70. We'll just say like 70 here. Because I entered here, but I'm 1170. We'll say 1170. So maybe that's 85 cents. I'm not sure. So I'm risking 85 cents to potentially get what? Okay, to potentially get what? This was the area I was also watching. To get 115. 115 was the target. I know I have it written down here somewhere. That if we broke to the upside, I already know that 115 area is, so it got to 114.93. Okay, that's fine. I'm in at 111.50. That's 12, 13, 14, 15. That's a $4 move. That's a nice trade on AMD. Even if I catch $2, $1.50, $2.50. As a trader, your job is not to catch the whole move, because don't put the pressure on yourself to think that you're good enough to know when sellers are going to really step in and sell it off, or when buyers are going to keep it going. You don't know that. You can use time and sales, you can use level 2s, and you can manage your risk by entering correctly. That is the only thing you have control of, is entering correctly, saying if this stock gets back down here, I know something has changed, Therefore, I am wrong. I am going to stop out and move on to the next. Right? We're going to move on to the next because I know that this high didn't break. And then, again, we still had volume here. Look at this volume. Look at the volume on the breakout. So my thesis is still there. Yeah, we're still long. We still have more volume coming in. Because again, we were short yesterday. Everyone else was. If they didn't cover, they're covering now. Took profits right up in this line. Right there. Right as we got up in here, I was good. I made enough for the day. Great trade. Right? It's not much movement. But again, I entered correctly. So as soon as these options paid, as soon as I got in, they were green just about. Right after this candle, like they were flat, but they were green like, maybe like $1 or $2. Not like $1, but you guys know what I mean. Like literally $1 or $2. But it was just like commissions on top of that. So I was about flat. Pretty much entered at the exact right time. As soon as what I did was, guys, how did I enter? I literally, as we were pulling into this 9 EMA, I don't wait for it. I want to jump in as we're going towards it because again, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect enough to know that we're going to just go a little bit past it and we're going to move. I don't know that. I don't know if we're just going to get to here and then reverse. I don't know if like this is it and we reverse or if it crashes through it and we just get a ton of selling out of nowhere. But I know as it's drawing back, bang, I get in. And then I'm taking profits at my target right there, putting on a trade, putting myself green for the day. I'm paid. Now I can have a stress-free kind of day, right? So we take profits. I took a profit out on the breakout. We come in, and I'm just this candle, and I think this candle. I was out. It was a great trade. It was a beautiful trade. Believe it or not, these paid probably more than you think. Just getting in from like 1170, 1160, wherever it was. It's probably like 1160s where I got in. Because as it drew back, I was getting in 1160 to 1250. That's $1 move, guys. And you get it right. You put enough on, that's going to pay you a little bit more than you might think. Let's go to step 2. Now we're putting in a longer term bear flag or bull flag. Right? So I always say, let's measure our moves, guys. I think measuring moves is really important because that also will give you like it'll definitely tell you for the most part your profit targets, right? So as AMD goes, I put on the trade and I get out. Look at that. How perfect is that, guys? Let me put it down to the wick if you guys want. Come on. All right, so it's down to the wick. Look at that, guys. Isn't that funny? Look at that right there. And the high was 1493. That's 1420. You still caught the whole move. All right, so I got my trade on. I'm good. I'm green. We talked about Tesla, right? And I did it the same thing with Tesla, right? What I thought I seen, we didn't. All right, what I thought we seen, we didn't. Now I was looking at over here at this screen. I'm looking at 15-minute chart on Tesla. All right. Now this probably might look a little different. Yes, right here. Sorry. Right here. Because it was right after the AMD trade. Now I'm green. I've earned the right to take the risk. Okay. I still want to get into these trade alerts and stuff too. So this is a 15-minute chart. I looked on the 15-minute chart and I noticed we're sitting above pre-market highs. Or was it this is too early. What is that, 12? Oh, shit. So yeah, right here, right? So with Tesla, I was thinking early. I said, hey, I got in right here at this line because this line literally came from me being in this trade. This was like I was going to give it this support and then it shook me out, I guess. But we got in it, right? Why am I in it? Because pre-market, yesterday's pivot high right here, I was wanting to see if Tesla would hold that as support. Okay, so I was on a 1 minute, I think, or 3 minute. I don't know what I was on. It was either one of the two. So we get in. I got in right here. I literally got in on this red candle, right? I didn't. Usually, I will take a piece off as we get to high a day. Because, guys, listen. If you don't do this, that's fine. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not telling you to do it with your money. But if you get in a position, and that position gets to high of day, or a pivot high like this to me is high of day. Right there. I got in at this level right here on this pullback. Okay, I got in on that pullback. It pulls back and goes through high a day. I could have eased the loss, if not had a green trade just about, or paid for commissions and some of the trade by taking off in front of the high, but I wanted to try and give it a little room to get it. So this is a reason why you should always, no matter how little, I don't care how little it is, take a piece off in a position like this. This is what I do. Take a piece off as it's going through the pivot high or the high a day. Just take a piece off as it's going through the high a day in case it cannot. Again, I use time and sales and all that stuff. And then I seen it sat here for a little bit. And then I sold it as it just couldn't make a new high. Could I have waited? Yes, but that's not my goal. Now I'm thinking like, I'm like, all right, it's pulling back, it's holding. And then, hold up. I want to make sure I'm in the right spot. So we had the AMD trade. Right here is where it was, guys. So right here. Right here is where we were looking at. It was like, I don't know. Right? That was it, Collins, wasn't it? I mean, we were talking through this trade. Yeah, it was there because what I was looking at was a 15-minute chart and like this area here. It had to be this. But I was at 9:52, I was in AMD. So it was after AMD, after I traded AMD. Maybe I was doing them both. I can't remember. So 15-minute chart. What level? I just went at 256 because this is helping me go back over my trades along with you guys, seeing what I did wrong. So here's the point of this. Why are we in Tesla? Does Tesla have news? It had news later on, apparently. It has no earnings. I do not need to be in Tesla. You guys can trade it. That's fine. It's moving. It's giving you an ATR 251 to 257. That's a move. Okay, that's a move. That's fine. But I don't want to be in this stock. I'm human, so I messed up. And as I get into this thing, I'm like, why am I in Tesla? What am I doing? No. There's no news. It's already had earnings. What am I doing? And then it just drops. It drops on me and I stop out. I took a loss there. So then I go back to AMD because of the bull flag that I'm still watching AMD. So I took my profits off AMD. I'm good. Got to my target. And I'm watching AMD. And now we're putting in another bull flag. Look at this, guys. This is what I want to show you guys. This is what is important. This is the most beautiful setup you guys will see. And you need to, you see this. You need to take advantage of it. Or like you should think about taking advantage of it. So AMD comes up. Let's see here. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So here we are, like on this pullback. I've already taken profits here, right? I've already taken profits. I get stopped out of Tesla. This is exactly how the play. You guys can watch the live stream. It's on the live stream. It's on this channel. So what happens is I took my mind off of AMD for a minute. Like I got in my entry, got a run, took my profits. I'm green. I got a paycheck for the day. It pulls back. Okay. I go to Tesla. I'm kind of like, all right, I'll check back because maybe it puts in a double top or whatever, but it had a lot of momentum. So I had this drawn in the morning too. Where does the 38.2 line up with? The 38.2 literally lines up with my prior entry point at that. This right here is where I entered. Okay, that's where I entered. This is a 3-minute candle. Okay, so AMD, I'm out of AMD. I play Tesla. See, you can see AMD pull back, and that's when Tesla pulled back, and I stopped myself out of Tesla. only for it to, I guess, continue to run. So AMD pulls back, guys. Look at this. You have what? You have so much here. You have your 38.2 Fibonacci. You have your VWAP. You have, look at this, an increase in volume. You also have yesterday's pivot high right here, okay? This consolidation area where you tried to bounce, you held it, it broke, turned it into resistance. Now you have a prior day's resistance turning into support, okay? What else? We have the volume, we have the VWAP, we have this level, 38.2. So, I mean, that's 4 or 5 indicators meeting all at the same area. We also have now on the 3-minute chart, initial morning high, I guess you could say, before the first 3-minute pullback. That's the first red candle. So you have initial morning high at the resistance level. It broke, it pulled it back to hold it, and then it ripped. And then I literally was on a 1-minute candle. And you guys can go watch the video if you guys want to. It's okay. I know you guys probably believe me and shit. It's not that I'm like here faking. I literally said to everyone in chat, I was not able to get my entry. I tried to get AMD again. I tried. It just went, and it went without me. And again, I'm a stickler for trying to get my entries right. Now, I know I'm not going to be perfect. This time I would have been okay. This time I would have been okay chasing. But all I was looking for was AMD to just give me a pullback to like right here. Like I was just looking for like another lower high, but they were on it. The buyers were on it. I could tell by the level 2 and just everything right there that I wanted to, that this was okay to take another long and really dig into the long side for a second leg higher on a measured move, like a move to move. Is what they're called. It's called a move to move, where it makes a move, it consolidates, pulls back, and it makes that same length move again. Because institutions and other traders, they have to go by something. You have your support and resistance, but if you don't have it's just intraday trading. That's how they can measure their targets. They can say, I'm going to take a quarter off, I'm going to take pieces off, we get to a quarter, half, and then 3/4, and the whole move, whatever. It's just you're using the tools and some things that can just help you. And that's exactly what happened. A move to move happened with a ton of indicators. This was the trade of the day to be had. I just did not get my pullback. And guys, look at it. It went, and then it just went. It went. And why I try to bring up the move to moves, guys, is again, if I pull this line up right here from the opening price, I take that's really, it's this move, but this is your pullback. So if I do that, right, I'll do it again for you. Look how much it matches up. You guys have to try and start doing this. Look at that. It takes you right to the damn high. So that's why it's important to say you get like a first leg, you get that major pullback on like a 3-minute or a 5-minute, measure that move. If it holds and it starts going, this is also telling you that you're okay to chase for the most part. You at least can have profits off in front of high of day and through high of day and just leave half of it on, to really get that, because you're taking green profits small, and then that break through it, you're just like, yeah, I'll take 2 off. All right, there's 5 off. All right, I'm just going to leave 5 more on. See what we do. We're going to go to 115. We've broken through all these levels. We're going to go to 115. And that's what she did, just about. I think it was like 419 or so. But it pulled back a little bit. It just grinded higher. This is what you don't want to be in options. Oh, by the way, this leg here went over 100%. Just that right there. It was like 7 minutes. That's why I was upset today, because I literally watched this in a 1-minute candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How do I know that? Because I know that I already counted this and was like, guys, they're over 100% right now. The 115 calls were 100% in 7 minutes. This is all it takes, guys, is one decent move. And that I was okay chasing. I just, I'm human. We're all human. Things are going to happen. Thank you guys so much for liking. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks, guys. We're here to help each other. What am I looking at for tomorrow? Let's get into it. I'm going to start, well, I have screen record on YouTube, I guess, but I don't want that. All right, guys. So let's bring up like, so guys, let's first off, TUP, guys. There was news out on TUP. That's probably going to be one on your watch list. Put that on your watch list tomorrow. All right, TUP, there was some news. Was that a good lesson? Did you guys get anything from that? You know what I mean? Like, just start, like, spend a day, not even a day. If you have to spend a week just working on entries. Spend a week just reading level 2. Don't worry about making money. Worry about the things that are going to make you money if you work on them. That's like in like boxing or kickboxing or whatever. You'll sit there and you just work on kicks or whatever it is. Like if you're a weightlifter, you're just going to like, I don't know. You know what I mean? That's what I did like through my trading career. Obviously I've been educated by a fiduciary, which I'm grateful for, but there was a time, but I still had to work on these. Just because you have the idea or know how and know what to look for doesn't mean you're going to implement it correctly. So taking the time to just say, you know what, I got some good capital here. Even if you got $1,000, $500, 10 grand, 15, 25, whatever, you'll lose it the same if you don't try to do those things. Like trained athletes, Tom Brady, like, or whoever, Troy Aikman and all that. Quarterbacks, what do? They throw and they warm up. In the summertime, they still work on throwing. They go to practice, right? Football teams go to practice. So take time to say, I'm going to work on entries. Or you know what? I'm going to work on level 2. I'm just going to sit here. Maybe you trade in the morning and you spend the rest of the day reading level 2 and time and sales. And you start noticing the speed of the time and sales as it speeds up in areas. And then start, watching level 2 and identifying these certain areas that like the stock just won't break. Like 356, it's like, hey, here we go. We've went up to 365, 368, and then you notice it start trickling down. You're already thinking 356. That we were bouncing off of that 356. You work your way there, and then as you get to like 356, you get to like 358, and then time and sales starts running. That it's just ripping down the screen to buying. You know that's a significant level that you're good to buy there. That's where everybody's buying at. And now it's not 356, it's 358 or 357 that they're pushing their orders up to get in. Just working on things like that. And maybe you spend time working on exits. Okay? Maybe you spend time working on like trying to put in an idea for future movement. Just anything. Do you want to get better at trading the SPY? Maybe you watch it intraday and you're like, you practice putting targets and like you're seeing like the supports and the resistance and how far is it away from VWAP and how is it reacting in that time? Just things like that, guys. I don't mean to go on and on and on. But we have TUP here, guys. First off, we got to pull up the daily chart for this one. So I fortunately already have my levels. I'm surprised this thing's still going. You know what it did? It broke the 200-day moving average, and now it turned it into support. So, 725. So we're at 725. Wow. This thing just went off the rails, didn't it? 725. So we have a pivot high here, guys. If you break through 725, I would watch this previous pivot high and this pivot high here. Then you got to start thinking about $20. I don't know what the float is. I don't know if it can get there. Take it in steps. Take it in strides. We're at 725, right? So we have a pivot high right here. One there. We're going to, well, actually, I think there's also a gap. I know there is. Two top calls going to be stupid. Damn right they are. They will be. Especially on a day like today where I don't think anybody really played it, right? I'm sure there were people, don't get me wrong. Oh, the volume was not too bad today. It was yesterday that the volume wasn't that good. That's crazy because I figured with all the tech earnings that happened the night before that you would have a good amount of people like not worried about it. Wow. So let's go to the daily chart real quick, guys. We might even have to go to a weekly chart to see if there's a moving average somewhere in our way. So gave you that. I would have to wait and see if it gets past this level here. But these are your levels right there. I'll read them off to you. And then you actually want to look at that. And then, man, you get that far. You might as well just go to high a day at 1238. 1250. I think 1250's got a whatchamacallit. I don't know if it gets there, though. You have Amazon and Apple earnings. Yeah, 1250. That's a good number. 1250 is a good number. Still in 1246. Okay. Let me just make sure. 1248? No, bro. Alright, that's fine. Whatever. It's at 725 now. So I would look to see if it just fills the gap. Okay? I would look because I've already seen this gap here. You want to look for the gap entry or like the close of the gap, which you'll probably get some minor resistance if it's going to be strong. Where the gap closed, which is right here at like 775. Okay, 775 area. I hope I don't forget about this. And I have these levels here, and it's just a waste of space on my computer. You know, after tomorrow and in the next couple weeks, I'll have to write it down to remember. And like a month from now, possibly take it off. All right, so you have, again, you have 7. Oh my gosh, I hate that I have to go up. There we go. So you're going to first look for the gap entry, like 772 to 775 area. Okay, it's psychological 775 there. So we're just going to call it 775 to like 780. 775 to 70 to 790. I'm sorry. Then you have another pivot right there, which is 875, pretty much $1. You're getting $1 out of this. And then 1032. All right, 1032, 1098, and then the final stop, 1250 for the most part. Let's look to see if we have any weekly moving averages, because that's going to be important. So okay, yeah, so we're, all right, so 950. So watch 950, guys. I would write 950 down. Now, there's not a level, and you see it start to reverse off of like 950. And you're like, what the hell did it pull back so hard for? And you start seeing sellers. Then you know, like, hey, you guys didn't use your weekly charts. There's a 100-day moving average right there. So I would look for 950. And if you get above the 1250, then you can start wondering about that 200 weekly moving average. But there was news on it. Stock story is 90% after. Oh, a debt restructuring agreement. I knew it was something like that. All right, let's go into the good stuff. Sorry, thank you. Let's look at Microsoft. All right, let's look at Microsoft. And I think gold had a down day. All right, sorry that this stream took forever, guys. I do apologize. I gotta stop like repeating myself and do so. I kind of just want, you know, it's me. I gotta work on being able to do this because this stuff is new to me, you know. And I also gotta work on it with like trading also because, you know, jumping into like Tesla because I see it and I'm like, no, I don't need to be in Tesla, but it's okay. I appreciate it. It worked out and all that stuff. Oh, the news was there's a debt restructuring announcement. It says here, I'll cover it in the morning, or we can just Google it or something. So you have a bear flag, you have a pivot, an ascending wedge. All right, you have an ascending wedge on Microsoft. What I like about this is like you have bullish divergence on your MACD, and I am kind of curious if we do get a bounce. Part of me wants to say no, because it can't get back up above here. But I feel like we kind of did just make it support, right? We kind of did just make it support. You guys can't see it, but I'll zoom in. If you don't know what this is here, you know, bullish divergence, MACD, putting in higher highs, right? That's a sign. The stock's putting in lower lows. The MACD is putting in higher lows, okay? As the stock puts in lows, the MACD puts in higher lows. So the stock, it's a momentum indicator. It's telling you the breadth, right? It's telling you what the moving averages are doing, but they're doing that because of something, okay? There's a reason why. So, and I don't think Microsoft had bad earnings either. So the stock makes new lows, and it's been doing it. You know, you had that day in the market. So here's what I'm looking at with Microsoft. If Microsoft does hold and now is trying to turn this this level here into support right here, it's like it's an error. It's not going to be exact. If Microsoft does turn this into support, damn it, I know it was right here. It's going to look, Jesus Lordy. It's going to look funky because I have a circle here and not what I should have. So I'm going to give you the level real quick. So if we hold this level and you see a gap up on Microsoft tomorrow, which I think we could get. Let me make sure I have the drawing signal. I do. This sucks. I have to make sure like that. So this is going to be the level right here. Okay. Now I'm going to pull up a daily chart because we have, I'm pretty sure I don't think we've gotten to the 50-day. But like AMD was under the 50-day. It pulled under it. And then that's why I also thought we could get a bounce back to go like reject it or like put in a resistance there. So this is going to be the level I'm looking at tomorrow, guys. 329.25, right? 329.27, 329.25. It's an area. All right, 329.25. So if I come in, again, we have this like it's an ascending wedge. And what I think it did is that it's a failed breakdown, okay? You have somewhat of a double bottom here. Yes, it's pre-market, so it doesn't matter that much. But, you know, as far as sticking to the ground and going higher, but it held. Well, the market was up too. So I want to see if we get a gap up, okay, tomorrow on Microsoft. If we get a gap up, and you see this stock like, I don't know, like we open the bell and we're like right here at like 330.75. We're up like $1. Well, we're 327, 8, 9, 10. So we're up like $1, $2. Let's say Microsoft opens up something reasonable. Maybe it opens up like right here, right? I'm going to look for the pullback, and this area is 330.25, right? This area is 330.25. I want to see if we turn this previous low here, here, here. If we gap up, and I want to see us, I'm going to look to try and enter calls or buy the stock outright right here at 329.25, 329.20s. All right, we'll see how pre-market goes. And then what we want to do though is, because we'll be sticking this previous low. And now we will officially be turning the lows that was support, we'll be turning it back into support. Like it's no longer resistance, it's support now, right? So if we do that, I want to see us try and break up above it. Now, Microsoft isn't going to move this crazy in a day, but if we break it, okay, I want to see us slowly start to climb our way back to this this area up here in the middle of the wedge, and that's at like 334. 334 is where I want to see if we can get Microsoft to. 334, 335. So if I go to the daily chart, yes, we did break the 50-day moving average. All right. Do we start to try and climb up and, you know, meet the 50-day here? 335 would be the final target. You also have your 9 EMA. You have the 50-day moving average also right there. So is Microsoft trying to find its way back up to this area? And this still could be a lower high. You know what I mean? Like it could be bouncing to put in a lower high only to go lower, or it's going to go higher. It doesn't matter. But there's space here that I feel like, because there's support here, you broke it. When are you going to turn it into resistance? So that's why I'm thinking we could probably see some upside on Microsoft tomorrow. Right? That's why I think we could see it. Okay. What else? So we went over top. CUP. This again, you can join us in the morning right here on Ivy League Trading, YouTube.com. You can join us right here. So that's Microsoft. I want to look at Amazon, Coinbase. Let's look at real quick. Let's look at this sucks because they've already made their move. The cybersecurity stocks already made their moves, right? And what's crazy is I had this like all laid out for a lesson, and you guys are going to see this. Look at this down day. This was the day Microsoft came out and said that they're doing their own cybersecurity thing. So this put a hurting on cybersecurity stocks because, you know, Microsoft and businesses, like that's Microsoft's product is their business. If Microsoft is going to start talking about doing their own thing and making their own product, that's going to that could shut them out. That's not good for them at all. They'll have work, yes, but that's big. That's a big deal. That's why you've seen such a big downside on that day. I actually was looking to get calls here, but I never got it. It never gave me the momentum that I wanted. And as you can see, it was obviously a day 3 that it did do it. So even when you get news like this, you can always still watch a stock for like a reversal or a further drawdown. It's either going to revert back to the mean or it's really going to shit the bed. All right. Sorry for the cursing. Oh, so yeah, so Palo Alto, so here's the level. This is why this was in somewhat of an easy short. Look how it found itself back down. Now, I don't know what this news was or why it was. All right. Look how it just had a big drawdown, put in a double bottom, and then turned what? This area that was support, it turned it into resistance. You could have known coming into like the day, like, hey, I'm short up here until it breaks it. Because if it doesn't break it, it's going to break this low. And you're 231 to 237. That's a $6 move. That's a nice trade there. You can start eyeing these up for the future. So there were other security stocks today, like what was it? Was it Palo Alto? Was it Palo Alto? I don't think it was. I think it might have been. Wait, I'm on Palo Alto, so that's PNW, and then I can't remember. I'm sure I have it written down. I know there was Net. Oh, Fortinet. 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 FRTNET. Fortinet. What? Come on. FRTN? Fortran? Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. Here it is. Sorry about it. Look at Fortinet, guys. So, either you get the reversal and you get calls like for an upside move, revert back to the mean to try and get back to here, the 67 area. Maybe it doesn't happen tomorrow. Maybe it does. But I would be looking for the pullback into 67 if earnings were not terrible. Now, you have to read the earnings. 67.30, 67.50 area. You really want to go see what the earnings were before you just jump in and try and revert back to the mean. Okay? Because if they're so bad, you may just come in with a gap down tomorrow. And why do I say that? Because this thing's just curling. It's not putting in like it's here and then it comes up and holds support, which it is kind of doing that. It just feels like we just have a curl and we might see some more downside. So I don't know if they reported like bad, but just have to read into it. I want to run through this stuff real quick. So those are the cybersecurity stocks. You did have like casino ones like DraftKings and stuff. I want to look at crypto too. Crypto and Coinbase was the other one. All right, DraftKings holding out up here at 33. I'll get into this one tomorrow maybe. I got to see. I just don't want to spend a bunch of time because I know it's getting late, guys. 34.29. Unless you guys are okay. You know, if you guys want to go through charts and stuff. If you guys have any questions, charts, anything, you guys can throw them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer them. I just want to say, members in chat, and again, it's free 99, guys. It's free 99. So, but members in chat, I just want to just give a shout out to y'all, for real. You guys have been in the game, making smart decisions, you know, and we got to remember, trading isn't perfect. You know, we have to try our best to just punch things in and like kind of walk away and just trade like with algorithms in the computer, you know. But sometimes you are your own worst enemy. But we've been doing great, guys. We've been on the right side of trades. We've been in the right sectors. Baba, Coinbase, Ford, transports, oil, gold. We've had TLT, like all these things that set up to like that we point out to say, hey, we have a slow day, or you know, if we just looking for a couple dollars, bang, we know we could be long off of 60 on oil and gold and TLT off the 100 to 103. Like having those as a back, you know, as like a backstop to just your daily trading the news and different stocks really will help, or could, if you know what you're doing, can help your account out. You know, how do you grow a small account? That's the title of this. I completely forgot. All right. You want to start thinking about stocks that, you know, that aren't going to, like DraftKings, right? You want to be in like $20, $50 calls if you have like a $500 account and be buying like 2 or 3, get used to it. Because if you're spending half your account on options, you're going to get hurt. It's just, especially if you're new, right? And I say that because if you're new, you haven't had the time to learn and build up an account. So if you don't have a decent account, that already, you know, there could be a bunch of reasons why, you know, just bad decisions, not getting the education, you know, so there's not one way, but looking at like, you know, sectors and news and playing like sympathy plays, like right here, guys, this is what I'm talking about. You guys want to grow an account? This is one. So far, it doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow, but so far, if you were to buy calls on U.S. Steel, and tomorrow's Friday, right here at 20 in the low 20s in this range. Maybe we'll see what happens tomorrow. You buy calls, get a week, 2 weeks out. It's a $20 stock. You're taking profits up here. You're playing the range. You're getting paid. That account's going to grow faster than you might think. Okay, we've been doing this like GLD and USO. Like these can be some serious. Look at it, guys. Remember I said we could be putting in this right shoulder. If you guys don't know, we've been looking at GLD for like a reverse head and shoulders to hopefully, man, if we get this run, I'm telling you guys, I'm putting on a swing trade. We're going to be putting on a swing trade here if this works out. Nobody I've heard has talked about this yet, but on GLD and gold, you have, let's see here. All right, let's see here. All right. You have, I hate that I have to move this. So you have a left shoulder, okay? You have your left shoulder, you have your head, and then are we putting in the right shoulder? This is me coming up with game plans for the future. All right, I'll give it to you again tonight, where I would say that if this happens, this trade is no more. All right, I'm going to show you. So I want to see if we start to hold here, if we can put in a right shoulder, and I promise you, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, I will be long GLD for about, I don't know, 6 months out, 5 months out, something. If we start to put in this reverse head and shoulders, look at this neckline. Beautiful. Look what TLT just, so when you see setups that are just perfect, they usually will work and give you the best return. I'm talking like a clean, not like a head and shoulders where the shoulders all down. It's like it's a creature. Like that's not a head and shoulders. That's a goddamn creature. All right. So TLT, for instance, guys, I'm going to show you guys good looking patterns. Where was it? Oh, right here, guys. Sorry, I can just bring it down a bit. So no creature here at TLT. All right, look at this. So you have here, and it's a little hard to see, but look at this. Left shoulder, right? You have your head, and then you have your right shoulder right there, right? Oh, come on. All right, so you have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then what's it do? It breaks down, and the retest. The retest. Look at the neckline there. It's perfect. That's perfect. Members in chat already know this. But we were, like, one of the things that I gave out at the nightly watch list, okay, was being long TLT to 102.50, like to 103. Playing the range while it's there, and then moving on to trade whatever stocks you were trading at in the day. So if I pan this back a little bit, let me go to an hourly chart. This is what will help you also grow a small account. I want to edit this out, just so like people can really understand like some of the things that some of these stocks will give you. They'll give you a beautiful return. What do you have here? 103.68 to 108. That's it. Listen, guys, that's a huge move for TLT. It comes back down. You get your notification. 103. We're long. 107. 103. 109. 103. 107. 103. 106. 103. And you're taking profits along the way. If you have a small account, you need to find these like US Steel. And members in chat, they'll attest to it. I said, we're long at 100. We're selling at 103. Long at 100. Selling at 103. Long. We never got the other one, right? But I said it. There's a range there, right? So you want to find some of these so you can just allocate, or at least this is what I do. I'll allocate some funds to it, and I can just put it on, set a stop loss, and then I can just go trade something else, and I'll let it work for me, and then I'm green, and I'm just taking profits. This is how you really grow an account. And you do this daily. I'm telling you guys, in 1 year, you'll look back and be like, whoever says options are a scam, or you might as well just take your money and ball it up and throw it in the toilet or the trash can, you're not doing it right. The options don't have to be that way. You can play options and make money. You can sell options and you can buy options and make money. You can do them both ways. You just have to know how. All right? You set your stop loss. You set your stop loss where it needs to be. You lose a little bit. You move on. The thing is that you're going to lose less than you make. That is the whole mathematical game behind it. You need to make more than you lose. And it's easy. Buying right. Knowing at 103 there's support. It was there for over a month. 2 months. 3, 4, 5, guys. This is 2 full months of just buying 103, taking it off. Buying the dips. Buying the dips. Buying the dips and selling the rips. Okay? Ranges are the best. I love them because you'll make the most money playing them. And then when it gets back, you're not scared because you already know, hey, I get long. You get your movement, you take some off. Take some off as you're getting to your target because, again, you have to manage risk. Managing risk also involves when you put the position on that you're taking profits as it's green because it could turn on a dime or news could come out or something about the stock you're in or something could just come out like that. But guess what? You've already taken 2 or 3 pieces off. News comes out. It comes down. You have a trailed stop. You're good. You're still green. And people are whining and crying that they just were in something and it reversed on them out of nowhere because they didn't have a trail stop or they didn't know what they were doing. All right, trading can be easy. We can try and make it as easy as we can on us. So right now, this is trying to put in a range. It put in a lower low. So I want to see, and I like to have these because they're good to have. You'll have them in your back pocket where you're just like, yeah, hey guys, remember, US Steel's back at $100. Let's see if we can, well, not 100, but obviously 24. And we'll ride it to 26, 25.50. That'll actually play a lot. Do the percentage on 25 to 26 or 24 to 26 on a $20 stock. You'll be a bit surprised. So small accounts, I would highly suggest this. I really would. I would highly suggest it because it's going to allow you to not also have to like fight volatility and fight time. You'll be able to buy these contracts cheap with time and you'll be able to let them go and do their thing. And Then you just start, guys, it's like a snowball. You'll compound it. I did it for years. I sat and compounded money for years. That's putting in the work to get you to where you want to be later on in life. It sucks, but you have to do it. You know, unless you can go to the bank and they'll give you the money and you have a way to pay it every month with doing whatever. But that's, you know, that's up to you guys. You guys do what you... I put in the work. I literally would trade, you know, I would trade volatility stocks. I would trade non-volatility stocks. And I learned from professionals, hey, listen, you need to find these ranges so that while you're trading during the day, you have these other little back pocket things that are going to help you stay green. And it'll help manage the risk for the losses between the day trades that you take. And there's some days that I don't trade. So I'm sorry to go off on a tangent about that, but I wanted to tell you guys that. And I wanted to show you guys gold. It's just important, right? It's just important because we were doing it with USO. Look at this, $60. And members will tell you, I was saying it. Guys, $60, we're long oil. 60, look back here even, right? $60, 65. $60, 66. 65, 65. Or 60, 65, 60, and then so on. But you've hit it 3, 4, 5 times, and you've gotten comfortable. What you're seeing as you're doing it, it's putting in higher or lower highs. So you know it's not going to last forever. But again, what did we do? We called this out back here at the double bottom. We called it out right there. Why did we call it out? But again, on the daily chart, if you look, what did it do? It smacked it. It smacked it doesn't matter because we're not playing it. But this might be a reversal. So I'm going to bring this up. So this was a random target that I put up there. This was a beautiful setup. This is what we want to find. This is what we do here. Oh, we did. Look at the bounce back off of the trade line, guys, on oil. Oh, guys, last night, remember Chevron? Remember I told us about Chevron? Dude, we might want to look at oil. We really might want to look at oil. So last night I gave out Chevron. I forgot about that. Look at this pattern it's putting in. Look at this. I wish I could, you know, I can. I can do that. I'd be down with it. I just don't want to get in trouble by the SEC. So Chevron, guys, right here, that's what it was. It was a pennant. I thought it was a Head and Shoulders for some reason. So look at this. Let's think of, I'm going to think about swinging Chevron because the risk to reward is at its greatest. I will. I don't even think I'm eligible for badges and stuff in here. I will, though. I'm going to be giving out badges to the day ones as soon as I'm eligible. I'll have to look into it. You know, there's still a lot of work I got to do to even get to there. You know what I mean? It's still a lot more than you think. You know what I mean? I don't even know I don't even know what badges would take. It might even be 1,000 subscribers or something and like 4 or 5,000 hours watched and all kinds of, like, you need like 1 million views on a short and like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm not even worried about, like, there's obviously not any money in actual YouTube because it's those bars are set so crazy high. What I wanted to bring up to you guys, now we took it back today. This could be a shakeout. Look at the 100-day moving average right here on Chevron. This is going to be a play because you're breaking out of the pennant. Yeah, it's actually crazy. I can look again, but I think badges you might even need like 10,000, if not I might need 100,000 subscribers before I can do badges and stuff. I'll see. I'm going to see. I'll look into that. I'm going to look into it. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. But from what I've seen, it hasn't, like, I still have, like, a lot of work to do. I still have a lot of work to do. But my main goal is I would love to be able to get badges stuff. I just want to have a community of traders here where we can all get together, share ideas, and we can all eat. That is my main goal. It's not about money. It's not about any of that stuff. Like, this is what I love to do. I do it anyway. Why not do it here and help some people out? Maybe you guys help me, you know, on big days. It's whatever, you know, it's so, but yeah, it's crazy some of the numbers that you wouldn't think would be as high as they are, and they are like 1 million views on a short. Like, so I got to go out of my way and possibly do something different just to get 1 million views to be able to do something. It's pretty crazy. You know what I mean? Do I got to like say, hey, what do you guys think? What would you guys say if like what would it tell you if you had an instinctive feeling if your girl was cheating on you or not? Like a video of something like that where it gets people commenting and doing this and that. You know what I mean? Something like that. Who's to say that that's even going to get 1 million views? Do I got to go down? Do I got to take a drive to Philly or something and watch some crackhead dance and say, "What is this world coming to?" as the title and get my 1 million views? Like, oh my God, look, the guy just got shot or something. Like, it's just, you know, it. I don't know. Like, you know, fucking. It is crazy though, because one of them is like to get started. It's like 1 million views on a short. I'm like, what? Okay, that's going to be like years or something. That's funny. Motherfucker, I might not have a laptop at the end of the day. I might be walking barefooted with no laptop, no phone. Nah. The streets. So, support here on Chevron, right here, guys. It's still holding the 100-day moving average, and you're getting the 50-day moving average to curl up. So, I would keep an eye on this. It held the pennant. It put in it put in a higher low. Is this starting to be the bottom of the base? Because it hasn't broke the 100-day. If it stays here, this 50-day is going to start working its way up a little bit. I think this is going to break out. I know they came out today and said that they're going to stick to like 1 million barrels or something like that. So Chevron is on the chopping block for a swing trade coming up. Let's go over coin real quick. Man, this stream is longer than I wanted and this and that. So it's putting in a bull flag. Let's see if we get the bounce. It's still back down here. It's just not going to go higher. They were waiting for the earnings call and had a glimmer of hope and it said, we're out. We out of here. So I will be looking at crypto stocks. You can play Bido, crypto. What else? Is there anything else? I know we had... I was watching Google. I know we had Net. I did own Net, full disclosure. It actually had pretty good earnings. My average buying up was like $32 to $34 on this thing. And this thing went to like $200-$300, I think. Think about this, guys. I bought one COVID stock, not one share. But I bought one company that I really felt from the research I did that they were going to be the winner. My average on Moderna was $18, guys. Full disclosure, $18. It was like $18 to $24 was my average on Moderna, and the son of a bitch ran to damn near $600. That was a big win. Just gonna say that, you know. Guess what? I also bought a ton of Oxy and Fang, Diamondback Energy, One Oak. I bought them during COVID when it was negative. I remember getting some profits and I still hold them. Still own them to this day. Pulling down. I've taken profits on a lot of them, but I bought oil at the opportunity that could have been had is actually, you probably, even with just like, think about this. If you had let's just say you worked and you had a whole year to just load up on things and you averaged $25,000 a year, I don't know. Let's just say you were able to save and buy $5,000 to $8,000 worth of stocks and you bought it correctly. What the math on like a 10, if not some of the stocks, 15 times, 10 times, like Moderna, my average on that thing was like $18 to $24, guys. It went up to $600. How many times does 24 go into $600? Oxy. I remember buying Oxy at the $13 level. And DraftKings. I bought it when it was a SPAC with Diamondback or Fang. It was like Diamondback or Fang, one of the two. And I was buying it at $11, and I took profits in the 70s, high 60s, and sold my last in like the mid 60s. It's just crazy. The opportunity that could have been had that a lot of people don't know about. I didn't buy Gilead. I didn't buy anything. The only one I bought was Moderna because they were the ones, with my research that I was doing, was they were the only ones that were getting the phase 2 trial, the phase 3 trial. Like, they were moving it on. They were getting it, so I was just buying Moderna and stuff. Had no idea how far that thing was going to go. You know, that number can only get so big where you start getting emotional and like, you gotta separate yourself. Just set a trailed stop, because you are your own worst enemy, especially with long terms. When you start getting big numbers, you know, money's different for different people, but you start getting some of them numbers, you'll be your own worst enemy, if because again, the market can change your life. So I think that's about all I have, guys. I want to see tomorrow if these. So look, these I might just short it outright because the puts on these are just insane. So this morning before AMD, like I said, and I told everyone in chat, right up here at this pivot high, I was going to short Moderna. I was wanting to get puts. Again, I get these puts so that, I can be in it with members so that they're not alone. And I'm not just like, yeah, I'm long the stock or I'm short the stock. No, I'm going to be in the trenches with you. What it is you're feeling, if we're wrong, we're wrong. It's not like, oh, well, sorry, but I made money. I shorted the stock outright. No. I'm gonna give you guys, or I'm not gonna give you guys an option, but I'm gonna tell you guys I'm in something. I'm gonna play the option. Now, if I have to, I will short it to make my money, but I will also get options. I'll whether I buy a few or whatever. I tried to short it here. Listen, this spread, guys. When I looked at the 115s, or was it the 110s? Yeah, because it got up to like 115, I thought. Yeah, it got up to 115, this pivot high, and I'm like short because I wanted to be short right here. I wanted to get short this thing right here in front of this. Why is that? Because look here. Look to the left at this area. Look, it's also prior support at 115. So this was the area to get short Moderna, and we got it. All right, we got it. I got in those puts or brought it up. They were 15 cents, 15-cent bid, 0.15 with $1 ask. I'm like, whoa. I mean, literally, you're talking $100, damn near $100 in the spread itself for one contract, or for the contracts. I'm like, what? So how the hell am I supposed to get out of that? Like, I could probably get in, but getting out would have been the issue. So let's see if liquidity tightens up a little bit. See what happens and see if that can change. I know Novavax used to be good for big spreads on stuff like that too. I wonder if Novavax is still a thing. NVAX. It's still at $8. Look at the range on this, guys. This could be a good stock to even if you gotta buy the stock outright. Look at this. I mean, you're getting some moves here. You buy 100 shares of that, that's $100, right? You buy 1,000 shares, that's $1,000. 1,000 shares on $1 is $1,000. Remember that, and that's $8. You can still play these small cap names or small lower dollar names to grow an account if you don't have it, and you can use it and build it. You can find small names that have volatility and stuff like that. Yeah, there was one. Yeah, I did actually. I can't remember the name. I'm sorry. I forget the name. I forget. I would Google it. There is one main name, and I forget what it is. And as soon as if I were to hear it, I would know it. The thing about those is I don't know. It all depends. Because there's always going to be crime and stuff. It's just there's no real. It's just so with those, it's good thinking. So there was a company that was going to bring out, they were trying to build more. They were going to build more or something like that. The thing is there'll be REITs. Geo. I think it was Geo. Geo was the one. But you want to, there's better names to be in. That's why I wouldn't. I mean, this has some nice volatility. It's probably because it might have been a dividend day or coming up or something. Yeah, so Geo is the one that I've always heard of. Looks like it's holding support here. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, for sure, bro. Oh, I know. I know. Um, Actually, it looks like it's holding support, but in reality, it's actually making it resistance. And you got the 50-day there. So, what I was going to say, if you guys ever see news, now AT&T is, I think they tried to change from a value to a growth. If you ever get news or do something, I'm telling you guys right now, Verizon, if you catch a move like that, obviously this here or this here to the left, and you get calls or puts on Verizon and it moves a little bit in a decent way, I'm telling you guys right now, this thing will pay you so much more money than you think because it's a dividend stock. But you got to get it on the days that it has news, like right here, right? Like right there, and like whenever there's news, look at this. Like I'm just saying, because even if you swing trade it and the news carries, like you get puts here, guys, on this stock. It's from like 45 to 40 even. I'm telling you right now, even just a few $100. And the thing is with this is you can get leaps that are pretty cheap. And you get a big move. Like these are other ways you can help grow your account by getting leaps. Because what it is, it's a stock that isn't expected to move. So the options are cheap. If you buy it right, you can get some type of leaps. Okay, this is what I do. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just saying these are some ideas. When you get like say if it's holding support right now, you can get leaps because the options are not going to be priced expensive because the stock doesn't move. But it does move. That's the thing. And nobody thinks to go to some of these names. They will pay you handsomely. You think Tesla is something? You get a nice move on Verizon and you're 2-3 months out and you catch a move like this, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be surprised. You're going to be like, holy shit. You know, the percentage gains on them are going to go pretty big. I think Microsoft was really the one I wanted to hit home. We can look at Google real quick and Nvidia. So let's look for that. Let's see if we turn this into support tomorrow, this area of like 330.50 to 331. And then we start making our way up here to 334. I'm going to look to probably get not this week, but maybe next week, 334 calls if I get the pullback. The thing is you might have to wait for this thing to actually get like right here. I had to move it up a little bit. Sorry, guys. You might have to wait for it to get here. Let me pull it down a little bit. I'm going to put a target here and see if we hit it. All right. I'm going to say like right around here would look. I got to look at the direction. See, I'm not going to sit here and just like try to identify exactly where it's going to be. But yeah, I kind of like this area better. Like I'm not even looking at this. I just want to see where would a higher low be good at, you know? So we'll see if we can get the pullback and get long around like 327.75 area if we get it. All right. So that's one. And like Google, it's still doing Google things. It didn't have much volume today. It's still sitting up here. Kind of a reverse head and shoulders, but not really. To me, that's not a reverse head and shoulders. But you can turn anything into something. Let's look at Nvidia real quick and Tesla. Nvidia is trying to regain its ground too. Could we look for a nice move back up to 457? That would be a huge move, especially if we got a daily or something. Let's boom. Okay. So I want to see if Nvidia, if we can get it up there. If it doesn't break. Okay, as long as Nvidia doesn't break down, because the thing is it could, and this thing could be setting up for like Monday or Tuesday. Because once again, guys, you know, as much as like this break bull flag, it just as beautiful as it looks, right? Just as beautiful as that looks to break out. We could be saddened with a day where this thing just kind of like goes here, right? And puts in a higher low and then does it again. And then Tuesday or Wednesday it does it. So, you know what I mean? You want to keep that in mind. Just see if we just continue to put in higher lows. Okay. So that's NVIDIA. We can look at Tesla real quick. And if you guys have anything you guys want to put in the chat, like anything at all, you know what I mean? If it's a question about me, a ticker, anything. So we already went. Oh, this is Tesla. So I don't know. Oh, this is what I had going on. So I had this ascending wedge that I thought I was seeing. Right? I thought I had this ascending wedge. So it was like right here, but it kind of got messed up. So now it's really just like a range. Okay, so it put in a nice double bottom, which is good. So tomorrow I'm gonna look to, if there's a gap up in Tesla, I'm gonna look to short Tesla, probably back into this area right here. Right, I'm gonna look to short Tesla into there. Like if we gap up tomorrow, I'm gonna look to get short. Probably at like 263.75, 263.50, and see if we can bring her on in. Bring her on in 257, 256 or so. Oh yeah. No, I know. I gotcha. I'm just saying, like I am, because tomorrow I have some other stuff. I want to watch Microsoft and stuff, but what I'm trying to get at is like I can plan on having a long or a short, you know. Tesla made a good news. No, the thing is like I messed myself up from turning away from AMD to go into Tesla, not having a game plan, and like saying to myself, what am I doing here? Like the volatility is in AMD. But what I'm looking for is a day like this out of nowhere. Like where you have a bounce back and there's, you just put, they're just regular trades. You know what I mean? But tomorrow we have Amazon, we have TUP, we have Coin, we have Square, DraftKings. Those cybersecurity stocks are probably done unless you get a reversal. But I'm just doing it for other people that also want to trade it. You know what I mean? Really. So if you get a pullback in here and it holds, maybe you look Monday to Tuesday to look to get yourself back up in that area. But you do have a nice range here. If you look, like this could be the top side, right? There is a nice range there, or was. Let me actually do this. I don't know if I... See, I hate this. I hate this fucking thing. It's so stupid. It works when it wants to. I need to do it, like, it's not big enough for the time frame. I feel like... Like, why can't I spin it? Like... So what I'll do is, I'll do this. We'll do that. And then we'll bring it and see if... what? Alright, so... I don't know. I can just draw the line. I don't get that. So, unless, you know why I think it's doing that? I think it's doing that because of, the one reason why. Sorry, guys. But I'm just trying to... The reason I was showing you that on Tesla is so you guys can start to see the patterns that put in place. Like, yes, it broke down and it retested it today, right here. And it was a nice long. It was a nice long. You did have a little bit of news at the end of the day. But start thinking about, like, sometimes it's more than a break and retest. And sometimes it's, like, not time. Today it ran. So you want to see if you get a pullback. You want to see if it pulls back, puts in a higher low, and then either... can't get through this level and you just get, boom, you just get taken down. Whether it's news, like that's just like everything gets taken down, or does it work itself up, or is it staying this, I would be looking for that. If you get a bounce back up here, look to be short. Look for the higher low, look for the higher low. I just don't see it in 2 days going from here and then it goes from here, breaks through it, pulls back. Oh, break and retest. Long. Bang. Oh, look at this. It's resistance. Look at that. $80 move in 2 days. So you just want to picture in the future what could really reasonably happen. Stocks go down, they come up. They go down, they come up. So, But you're right. I may not be playing Tesla tomorrow. You are right about that. What will I be looking at? I will be looking at Microsoft because of the technical setup. You do have a double bottom here on Tesla. If you hold 259, I would look for the long. If you continue to hold that 259, what is it, 259.50 it looks like, then there's a scalp. There's a scalp long for you. 259.50. So if you hold this, you could look for a nice little scalp. 259.50 to 263. That's $4, right? And then see if you break above it. If you do, because what you're going to do is possibly try and hit the top side of that range. Let me do this because this is pissing me off. Sometimes I just wonder about these charts. Let's see. I want to show you guys something. Look how flat it is. It's like, so this is why I think it could be short, because until it starts to put in a higher low, it's got to put in a higher low before it can put in a higher high, right? No. But yes, I was upset playing Tesla today, but that's not your fault. It's not like I was upset. I was just like, wait, what am I doing? Like, I just get pissed off at the human shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is a trick. So, like, this is what I didn't do when I went over to Tesla. I didn't do this. I had no idea what were the levels. I had no idea. I just said, hey, oh, look, we're at resistance. We're above resistance. Let me just put it on because I know my stop loss is right there without doing any due diligence. That was the problem. That was what made me mad. I'm like, yo, what, this human shit, I got it. No. Stay on AMD. I've been watching it. I know the levels. I have a game plan. I don't have a game plan for Tesla. What am I doing? So that's what I was mad at myself for doing that. I'm like, there's no news, because if there was news, I would already have a level. I would have a game plan. That's all. But it's funny you say that. You're right. It's got no news. Why are you playing it, bro? That's what we got to do. This is what we got to do to help each other. That right there. Yo, what are you doing? Why are you playing Nikola? That thing is dead, bro. Nobody's talking about that shit. You got a $5 move, $10 move getting ready to happen on Apple, and you're worried about Nikola? Come on, bro. Get with the liquidity. Say, but that's good. I like that. What are you doing? What are you doing with Tesla, bro? Nah, but we're gonna put up, because it's a FANG stock. It's gonna have liquidity, and if anybody else wants it. But now I know if I do play Tesla, what I have going on, and it looks like we're putting in lower highs. Now, if we zoom it out, it looks like it's trying to flatten itself out to go higher, if you ask me. Come on. Like, you see how it's like, or we're about to find out tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday, that this thing's going to break the level, and we're going to say hello 235, 240. If I had to be honest, I think 240 might be in the works, because I see a couple different things, and I haven't pulled up the daily for like moving averages and stuff like that. My fucking God. My phone was in the way. So I'll wrap this up real quick. It's getting late, but you know, this Head and Shoulders is like, it's a mutant. This is that mutant shit that I talk about. If it's not a Head and Shoulders, I mean, it is if you're Batman. It's putting in the Batman. All right, we'll see what that means after it's done putting in the Batman pattern. So we know next time we see a Batman, we know to go long or go short. If you hold this level, right? If you hold that, this thing's just, it's so weird. Like this pattern, this here to just like droop it down is so weird. Because maybe you do get a gap up and you get the extension. Here's what I would do. This is why it's important to look at like next, because tomorrow's Friday. We know we have non-farm payrolls tomorrow. If we look at whatever it is that you use, MarketWatch or Trading Economics or Investor.com, if we are to look and to see if we get some type of data or we get Fed talk like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, you can go through these stocks and kind of plan the move roughly, if this then that, and then if it lines up with like Wednesday, like, hey, this thing should be either getting pummeled or going to the upside, making a new high. Is there a catalyst on Wednesday that could send us higher? Right? That's, some people don't think about that. That's something else you can do, that you need to do, honestly. You need to know, like, it's just good to know, just to browse through the following week's data. You know, I haven't looked, but, you know, something like this that doesn't have earnings or anything. I'm just playing. But I think that's about it. Honestly, I don't really know, other than, oh, I think AM, oh no, they didn't. No, right here. AMGN killed her. I thought they did. What was it? So Gilead, Airbnb. We can look at Airbnb tomorrow. I think that's about all I have, unless you guys have anything. I'm going to be watching more or less, I don't even know now. I'll probably still be in the semiconductors. MSTR. Oh yeah, TUP, top. So we're gonna watch Tupperware. JP Morgan. I think bought $69.7 billion worth of assets from First Republic. We can look for the short on Moderna, crypto, DraftKings earnings. We'll figure it out in the morning. We can also see what news we wake up to, or what earnings that we do have tomorrow. Oh, we have Amazon tonight. We had Airbnb and stuff, so I'll probably be playing earnings, and Carvana's trying to take off again. Remember that? I told you guys, I was like, yo, this thing might not be done. It's going to take a couple days. Like, just like every other one that's squeezed. Like I was saying, like I played GME in October and November before it squeezed in January. I was playing the $8 to the $11, and then 11, 12 to 18, and then the 24, and then by then it's January. 3 months went by. I told you guys, look for the belly. Look for it to put in the belly. That's exactly what it did. You guys will start to know this over time. If you guys spend enough time going over charts and being in the market, there's going to come a time when you're going to get good at this, and it's going to help you when you have somebody kind of like helping you get there without you trying to find out for yourself, with like predicting moves. You know what I mean? Like, you've had such a run up. So is the stock going to put in a higher low? You know, is it going to consolidate and then fall? Like, I don't know. It just, that stuff comes with time. So I think Carvana pulls back tomorrow, unless something crazy happens and it does just rip. But honestly, I think you get one more pullback. But Fridays were the days that AMD, or not AMD, but AI and Carvana both went. And they went 2 weeks in a row on a Thursday and Friday. Doesn't mean it's going to happen again. But look, AI is still holding up too. I wonder if AI is the sympathy play to Carvana, because they both squeeze together, oddly enough. It's putting in higher lows, higher highs. That morning breakdown isn't good, but it's still held. The buyers are still there, keeping it up. You guys have a great night. Get your sleep. We'll see you back here in a couple hours. We'll get to work. We had some fun tonight. I appreciate all the feedback and stuff, man. I'm gonna buy your ass a badge. I'm gonna go find one. I'm gonna do my research, and I'm gonna get a badge. I'm gonna get the badge. I'm gonna get the mod badge. For you. I'm dead serious too. And listen, I'm gonna message you this weekend, or like tomorrow afternoon into this weekend. That's still on my list to do. So you'll hear from me. I promise. I don't even know what that was, but can't shake hands with you or anything. So I'm gonna message you. You guys have a good night. I'm gonna get off here, get a little bit of sleep, just a little bit. Get my levels. Oh, there's no problem, man. I mean, you got to put in the work. I think it's just crazy. Some people just charge for this shit, you know, to go through charts and get game plans and do that stuff, you know. We had some crazy earnings, so that's what we're going to look to do. We're going to look to stay in earnings, like whatever was weak. If the market's down, we're going to ride those weak stocks because they're going to give us the follow through. Like look at AMD. It barely beat. They weren't too happy with it. The market cratered, and what did AMD do? It cratered and ripped through its levels. So Coinbase, I'm going to look for that, probably to the short side. Guys, we have had like all these companies 80, from what I see, 80, 85, if not 90. 90% of these companies are beating. And then some, I'd say like 30, 40 that I've seen, 30, 40% are missing on sales. So next quarter, if they continue to miss sales, that's going to hurt revenue. So we'll just keep that in mind. And I will see you guys in the morning. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for liking, for subscribing. It is greatly appreciated. It takes a lot of work. And it's not even about the fact that it takes a lot of work. I'm just trying to, we're here. It's not even about doing the right thing. It's just, I do it. So I just, you know, I think there's a way to go about things. I really do. Look, I think it was just shown to me. I just looked up, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. All right, it looked better in my head, I guess. It was just weird because I looked at it and I was like, hello. I wonder if Carvana's doing it. I better look at Carvana for that. Because, all right, you guys have a good night. I thought we had something good there. Still might find support there and then break out. Bang. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. If you are new and just seeing this and you did stick around to the end, we greatly appreciate you. If you could take the time to like and subscribe, greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. We trade live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4 right here, youtube.com. You guys have a great night. We will see you in the morning. Get some sleep. Don't even think about the market. Love your family. Stay healthy. You know, drink your water. You know, all that stuff to help you be mentally prepared to handle what's here in the markets, because it's not going to be here forever. This volatility will die off. You know, still got at least another 6 months to 12 months. We might have another year of this in total. Maybe we don't. I don't know. We'll see, because we could still get the second leg to the recession. So it's going to be here maybe until 2025. We'll see. But it's here. We don't know when it's going to end, and we know nothing good lasts forever. Guys, have a good night. I will see you all in the morning. And again, 7:30 to 4 right here.